So, Ariel and Burley here, out on a hike. We just took a little bit of a detour from where we were planning to go because we just ran into Mama Moose and her calf. And they were headed away from us, but we didn't want to stress them out any more than they already needed to be. So, we're hiking this way on a trail that's pretty packed from snowmobile use. Kind of, that's where we go. Because I can walk there, Burley can walk other places. Anyway, yes, it is actually this warm. We've been walking for about 4 miles. And it's just above freezing today, and in the hot sun, I am hot. But what I wanted to show you guys is, I'm filming this on the first day of spring. You guys almost always see videos like one day later because that's how long it takes me to get them uploaded. Anyway, it's the first day of spring, but it is not looking very springy, as you can probably see. So I want to show you a way that I bring some fresh green life into my house. You can even do this in the dead of winter. It doesn't have to be this time of year. I just didn't get around to it earlier. So this is a willow. It's not a tree, obviously, if you're used to like willow trees, but this is a willow shrub. There's about 40 varieties in this state, and you'll see this one's got kind of yellowish, orangish twigs. There's some that are more purple. There's some that look like they're dusted in a pretty white powder. There's some that are redder, some that are oranger. Anyway, there's a lot of varieties. So what I'm going to do is just pick some of these twigs. And this one's a really nice one because it happens to be right beside the packed trail here. And moose haven't eaten quite all the pits yet, which is what they normally do. This is a lot of their winter food, and so they're often chewed off. But willows like this, they grow kind of like a weed all over the place. The more you trim them back or cut them out of your way, or the moose eat them, the faster they grow. They're kind of that kind of shrubbery. So I just want to pick branches. If this bush had been chewed by moose, you would just want to be sure you picked branches that have the little buds, leaf buds, still on the ends, not ones where they've all been chewed off and are back to just thick, heavy dead wood like that. So I just want a couple more, and then when we go home, because Billy's going to get in the way of the camera, when we go home, I'll show you what I'm going to do with them. I think we've actually got a few varieties here. This side of the bush, it's probably a separate bush because they look more purpley. Really, I think you're blocking the camera view. You think these are going to be sticks to throw, but that's not what we're picking. Of course, if you bring a clippers with you, that would simplify things. But I, of course, did not. Okay. No, they're not sticks for you. I'm sorry. They look like they'd be yummy sticks for you. So I'm going to just stuff these in the back of my backpack and take them home, and I will show you when we get there what I do with them. Leave them be. No, these are my sticks. Yes, these are my sticks. Get them all stuffed in here so they won't fall out as we walk. My sticks. See if we can even wrap this around them and make them stay a little snugger. There we go. Okay, check in with that when we get home. Even though it looks like Burley and I are walking right on top of the snow, I mean, you can see that it's a little bit mushy, but it would appear that we're not actually walking on very deep snow. This is packed enough by these snowmobiles that have been traveling here to work like that. But there's some fence posts and signs you can see just to give you an idea of how deep the snow actually is underneath where we're walking. So, I'm back from our little hike. It was almost 40 actually by the time we got back, so it has gotten warm compared to most of the winter. That's the warmest it's been in many, months. So, I'm just going to use one of my little jars. This is an antique one that I don't remember where I got it. I think somebody gave it to me. And I like to use it as a vase. And I want scissors. So here's all my willow twig tips. Now this same idea works with a few other things as well. I know they don't grow around here, but I know it will work really well with forsythia, the bright yellow spring flowers. Now where you live, they may already be blooming all on their own, but if they're not, or for next year, you can do this with them even when there's still lots of snow on the ground. I should just go out and get my actual pruning shears, but I didn't bother. If you cut anything, any branch tip that's got these little buds on them, it will either grow, I don't know how to tell if it will become a flower or a leaf when the buds are still that tiny and tight to the stem, but it's going to become one or the other. And the flower in this case would be like a pussy willow. The different willow varieties have slightly different flowers, but they're all something like that. Or the leaves are just green leaves. So I'm just clipping off the ends that I broke and putting them in here. Now, usually in about 5 days or so, these will be starting to leaf out. You'll see the buds get fatter and fatter, and then start to actually push out their little leaves, or flowers if it's one that was going to be a flower. And then all of a sudden they'll grow leaves. Now these will actually, because willows are really easy to start, they'll actually grow roots down here in the water too. But what I'm doing is basically I'm tricking them into thinking it's suddenly actually spring. And I could do this even if it was 0 degrees outside still, even though it was a nice sunny day today. But I clip them, bring them in here. They still have water. You do have to keep water in here. For now, it just looks like a twig arrangement, but then they're going to think it's spring because it's warm in my house. And so those buds are going to swell up and leaf out or flower, and it's really pretty. And it's a nice way that's virtually free to get, green leaves or flowers growing inside at this time of year when there may still be nothing outside of your house. Now, I know some of you have lots of flowers growing outside of your house, but if you live somewhere snowy where that's not the case, or want to do this in the middle of winter sometime, whenever winter is for your place, that is a fun little project. So this is just going to sit over here, and in a few days I'll have to show you guys how it's starting to get leaves. Hi folks, Ariel over here. Thanks for spending some of your valuable time watching these videos. Hopefully you found something beautiful, educational, interesting, peaceful, relaxing, or useful while you are here. If so, find more videos here, subscribe so you don't miss any updates, and if you like what you found here, feel free to like and share away so that others can benefit as well. You all have a wonderful day.